Hi, hello. Um, this is Jayant here. I just thought I'll make a video reviewing the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. The reason I'm doing this video is like for the past 1.5 years I've been like reading a lot. I used to read ever since I was a kid, but for the past year or year and a half I've been reading a lot. So before I decide which book to read, I usually uh, look for a video of somebody reviewing the book to think that um is it worth spending my time in. So I just thought I'll do one for people who are like me. Okay. So getting into the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Um, it says best number one bestseller, number one finance book of all time. Okay, as you can see here. The reason I came about this author is I saw a TED talk about him. Okay, and I thought he knew what he was talking about first of all. And as usual, when I scrolled down below to see the comments, there were there were people who were praising him so much, and there were others who were telling this guy's a con artist, he's a scam guy, so etc. etc. Um, but I always feel that if you put out, I mean, if you are successful over an extent, the haters come naturally. So I thought I should give this book a try. And even before I started reading, whenever I used to go to a bookstore or a gift shop, I used to see this book translated in all languages: Hindi, Tamil, etc. etc. So I just wanted to give it a try. About this book, it says what the rich teach their kids about money, what um, that the poor and the middle class do not. Okay. As the name suggests, Rich Dad Poor Dad. The author, when he was little, um, he seems to have had two fathers. One of them was his own dad. Okay, and the other is his friend's father. His own dad is the poor dad, and his friend's dad is the rich dad. Okay, both of them have several contradicting views. One of them believes that you should get a job. It is a privilege to work for the government. Uh, he he feels that you should work hard for money, and having too much money um, is a bad thing. Uh, what all I just said now are the qualities or the beliefs of the poor dad, which is the author's own dad, and his friend's dad is the rich dad. Okay, um, rich dad has completely contradicting views. Like he believes that jobs are for suckers. Um, a very high degree of education is unnecessary, and money is good, and you should open businesses. And it's not that you have to work hard for money, but you should have financial education. The poor dad believes that all education is in school. The rich dad believes uh, education doesn't stop in school. Okay. So this is what I just said now is the first chapter. It just goes like the author just recalls some of his childhood experiences. One thing that Mr. Kiyosaki says again and again and again in this book is um, we are taught a lot of things in school: algebra, trigonometry, science, chemistry, etc., etc. But we are never taught how to handle our finances or handle our money. There is a lack of financial education in school. Um, that is why even when people come out of college with good grades, they fail miserably when they when it comes to handling the finances. Okay, that is one thing which is told over and over and over in this book. There's one more important thing which is told in this book, which I feel that everybody should know. Um, the author tells us, talks a lot about cash flow, how the money flows. Like um, he talks about four elements, which is income. Income is what you get, okay, your salary, etc. Not only your salary, but whatever money comes in. Next, you have expenses, which you spend. Then the third is assets. Assets are your investments. Can be stocks, bonds, real estate, etc. Things which consistently give money, okay, over a period of time. Then you have liabilities. Liabilities are things which you have to pay money for. Like, for example, you bought a house on a loan, and you have to pay a certain amount every month. Okay, you get what I'm saying. Okay, so um, so you have income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. Okay, the author says that the poor, they don't they struggle. The poor people struggle to manage their expenses. Okay, the middle class people, most of us in general, he says that we get confused between our assets and our liabilities, which means that we think something is an asset, but it is actually a liability. So the middle class is unable to differentiate between the asset and the liability. Um, and the rich, okay, they are able to know the difference between what is an asset and what is a liability, and invest intelligently on assets. Okay. Um, if it, I tried to give you a short explanation of it, but I hope you understood. Else, I think you should check out the book. Okay, especially for this concept, you should check out the book. And anything else stuff about this book is like, I'll just give you a few hints. Like, the author says, you should get out of a job as quick as possible, and you should open a business. He calls this concept of being in a job as a rat race. Okay. He talks about investing a lot, and he talks about investing in such a way that the income from our assets should exceed that from our expenses. Okay, so he talks about investing intelligently, that you reach a point in which your investments give you more money than your income. Okay, at that point of time, he says that a person will be able to escape the so-called rat race, and he can do whatever the hell he wants. Okay, so he says this as financial independence. Okay, and he says that, and he talks all about what rich people do to save the money. Like, he talks a lot about corporations. Like, from what I read in this book, it says that corporations get taxed little compared to normal people. One more important thing, which I agree a lot with what Mr. Kiyosaki said here, is he says that we've been taught in school that we should work hard to get rich. The only way to get rich is work hard, put in time, put in effort, put in the sweat. I believe that we should put in the sweat, he, um, but the author here says that um, that concept is outdated. He says that instead of working hard, you need to work smart. You need to make smart investments. Making smart investments, you can earn a lot, in, earn much more than toiling at a job. Okay, he's given a lot of examples, real life examples of what he's gone through in making money. Um, some of the terms even I could not understand. Like I'm not a real estate guy, so I wasn't able to understand it. But I think I'll have to go through it once again. Then the first seven chapters are all about financial advice, and the last three chapters, okay, Robert Kiyosaki turns into a miniature Anthony Robbins. It's all about life advice, telling have a good circle of friends, learn to take risks, and learn a lot, learn a lot, learn a lot. Read stuff, get to know a lot of things. That's what is the last three chapters about. Okay, the final word on the book. I feel that um, there is a lot of hype about this book. Okay, it's been out since 1997 and it's still selling well. Okay, if you think this is the book, if you read these 250 pages and you think you're gonna turn up rich, I don't think. I think you're a lazy person, first of all, if you have that kind of thoughts. Okay, but this book is good because most of us are clueless. Okay, uh, a lot of people want to become rich, but they have no idea where to start. Or this book helps you shift your perspective on certain things. You should definitely read it, definitely. And this book is a good start. Okay, for beginners, the language is fairly simple. You will be able to understand it, except for the real estate terms given in the examples. Okay, and I this book personally for me has stirred my curiosity to learn a lot more about him. And he's been talking about a game called Cash Flow in it. Like I'm looking forward to playing that. And that's about it. I didn't know, like it's my first time doing such kind of a video, so I don't have a proper setup and know how to do graphics and shit. But I hope I was able to give you some info on it. Do read the book; it's good. Okay. Um, leave some thoughts about the review as well, and do let me know if I should do any other books you want. And yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.